I say this all the time. People can say what they want about James Harden. He does not miss games. He doesn't load manage. He doesn't miss games. And look at those stats. 25 a game, 7 rebounds, 11 assists, and he's shooting 48% from the field. He's smart. He's efficient. He's playing D. He's leading this team. He's doing whatever this team needs for him to take them to another level. And I want to tell you this. If Joel Embiid starts slipping and Brooklyn overtake Philly, don't be surprised if James Harden sneak in there and win that MVP, because when you look at what he's doing, his numbers across the board, and he's doing this with no Durant, limited Kyrie Irving. And this team hasn't even taken off yet once they get healthy. So, again, and we're hearing some buyout chatter out there, too, so some other players may be joining.
We'll keep that quiet for right now. Listen,
Brooklyn looking good right now.
They scored 120 or more in over 20 games. That's been ridiculous offensively. They're wild. To the Western Conference, though, plenty of surprises all season. We've seen the Utah Jazz pop out of nowhere. But let's focus on that team that's in that second spot, because,
Phoenix.
the last time they entered the break with the top 2 record was 2006. Now they are back. Chris Paul, Charles Barkley has them in the MVP conversation. You have a more mature and efficient Devin Booker. What do you like from these Phoenix Suns?
Everything. First of all, it starts with the coach, Monty Williams. Right? He come in, he set the tone. This is how we're going to operate. This is how we're going to do things. And then that guy right there, Chuck says it all the time, the best leader in the NBA. And he's right, because look at what Chris Paul present. It's not that he's getting 25 and 10 every night, but his presence, his expectations, how he runs a team, what he says to those young guys. He's giving them a purpose, a direction. And you look at this Phoenix Sun team, they've climbed all the way to second in a brutal Western Conference. So I can't wait for the playoffs in the West, because it's going to be a wild ride. We may see a 5th seed come out of the West. When you start looking at Phoenix, you start looking at San Antonio, you start looking at Portland, who started to hit this.
We can look at all those teams, but we can't leave out the Lakers. We know that they're trying to tread water right now.
Well, the Lakers are going to be there once they get AD back, and they got the best player on the planet, LeBron James. But when you look at the others, and the Lakers are slipping, they just need to stay in that top 4 so they can maintain home court advantage. You know this as well as I do. If LeBron James and Anthony Davis healthy can't go into another opponent's building and win a game, something wrong.
Something is wrong. Well, I'll tell you what's not wrong. We know that LeBron comes up clutch. We saw AD do it in the playoffs as well. We're going to show you the absolute best clutch plays so far this season. Take a look.
This is the problem with this guy right here.
Tobias Harris. Tobias for the lead. He's got it with 2.4.
Oh, a thrilling finish here in Philadelphia.
A pretty shot by a guy who's been in a tremendous shooting groove.
Gordon gets inside. Scoring!
The crossover. Strong left hand. Look at him protect that ball and clear it before Birch can get over.
Gordon Hayward, how do you do?
Tatum spins on the baseline, goes hard to the basket, gets 2 and a foul. Big time shot by Tatum.
Look at the patience, the poise. He spins, he gets the contact, the focus, and the finish.
Beal will pull up for 3. He hits it. 35 for Beal, 2-point game. Matthews with a steal. Here's Westbrook for 3. He hits it. Wow. Unbelievable. Beal comes up, hits the 3 with 7.6 seconds. Westbrook got it and hit the 3.
Now just see that, JK.
Are you kidding me?
Suns, Booker for the win. Yes! He can with 1.5 seconds to go. The Suns take the 1-point lead.
That was a brilliant executed play that time.
Boy, this fourth quarter, he's been special.
Rebound comes down to Cole Anthony. 1 second, gets it away for the win at the buzzer. Are you kidding me?
Cole Anthony gives the Magic a victory. Improbable. Unbelievable. The rookie comes through again in the clutch, and the Magic steal one in Minneapolis.
Getting it into Horford. Horford catches, kicks, Dort for the win. It's good! And Lou Dort ends it. The 3-ball wins it for the Oklahoma City Thunder. What a shot from Lou Dort. And the mob converges.
Doncic
Down to 3 seconds, 2 seconds. Doncic for the win. Oh, yeah! Luka Doncic, the dagger!
Deep three, 2 people on him. And he's showing why he is an all-star. Luka Doncic, the Don, coming up big.
Luka Doncic does it again. Chance to win it right here. Rozier gonna have to put something up. Yes! Terry Rozier! How do you do?
You can't make this up.
And the Hornets win a game when they were dead to rights.
My word.
Dame gets it with White checking. Dame, deep one from
Lillard, oh my goodness, keeps the Blazers in this game.
Blazers get the tip. 5 seconds left. Covington trying to get it to Dame. He puts it on the floor. Step back 3 from Dame.
Oh! Painted! Damian Lillard! Game winner in Chicago. Back-to-back threes to break the heart of the Bulls.
Woo! A-Town.
It's a bun in the oven.
There's a bun in the oven.
You're going to be a Open Court, HBCU alumni.
This culture is real.
It changed my life forever.
It's a connection through the struggle.
You were playing for the whole HBCU family.
Open Court HBCU alumni. Tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern on NBA TV.
You're watching Game Time NBA All-Star 2021, brought to you by State Farm. For surprisingly great rates, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Shouts out to our friends in the desert that have given us the odds for the MVP. Right now, you see Joel Embiid, LeBron James. They have the highest odds. And you see Joker and Steph Curry, Vegas Insider, thanks to you. So with all that being shown to you right now, we have to bring in friend of the program, Michael C. Wright, or you can find him at Mike C. Wright on the Twitter sphere. The MVP ladder. Early on, we had LeBron. I saw your list. He was dominating. But then Joel Embiid at the end of February, he was the one that, like Ludacris, took that #1 spot. Where are we at right now on your MVP ladder?
Man, this thing is so fluid. Because for me, it's going to change probably every week. But you saw the other night what Joel Embiid did against the Utah Jazz. If there was a statement game, that was the definition of what he did, man. And the thing about Joel Embiid is, he's kind of said it, that, hey, I can't even be in those conversations unless we're winning. Well, guess what? They're winning. They beat the best team in the NBA the other night, and it was nasty what he did, man. 40 points, 19 rebounds. Big game, and he showed a lot of facets of his game that, we've watched him develop over the years, but it's like everything is finally coming together now. And he did it against Rudy Gobert, man, and, that's a 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. So in my mind right now is Joel Embiid until we start seeing, more from some of the other guys like LeBron James. With him, I think it's just a matter of getting some of his soldiers back. You get some of those guys back. And now LeBron isn't having to expend so much energy on both ends of the floor. Because he's working his butt off out there trying to do everything for the Lakers right now, and he has not been successful. They've lost 2 in a row. And, for me, the MVP, that it comes down to impact. It comes down to, what you do as far as contributions to make your team win. And right now, Joel Embiid is #1 at that.
His 9th game of his career where he's had 40 and 15, which is absolutely amazing, puts him right behind Wilt Chamberlain as far as the Philadelphia 76ers go all time. Now we're looking at this most improved player race. Now tell me if I'm wrong. At the beginning of the season, it seemed like a 2-man race. You have Christian Wood, who comes from Detroit to Houston, and then you have my man Jeremy Grant, who exits Denver and goes to Detroit. So, that's how I see it. How do you see it as far as most improved player?
Man, like I was just talking about impact with regards to the MVP ladder. Well, look at what happened when Christian Wood went down, when he rolled that ankle. The Houston Rockets have not won since then, man. And the funny thing about that, about Christian Wood, is like when he signed with the Rockets, I'm sure I was like a lot of people, like, okay, who is this guy? We've seen him a few times, but, you didn't expect him to be, this big free agent acquisition. Man, this dude has lived up to everything that the Rockets thought he would be. And, you lose James Harden and you lose Russell Westbrook at the beginning of the season. And so, you trade him anyway. And so, Christian Wood is your guy now. And, he's been so amazing for the Rockets this year. And I think he's pretty close to coming back. And I think that you'll see, when he comes back, there's going to be a difference in the win-loss record. But when we talk about, like, most improved player, let's see, who did you have? You talk about Jeremy Grant. For me, Jeremy Grant, I would have liked to have seen him play another season in Denver to see what he could do on a roster that's a little more stacked than what he's got right now in Detroit. Well, for me, they haven't won enough, so that automatically takes him out of the conversation for me. But right now, I like Zach LaVine actually at that spot, as the most improved player, man, because this guy has gone from what was it, Tom Thibodeau, Fred Hoiberg, Jim Boylan, and now he's got Billy Donovan. And I think that, like, sometimes it's a matter of getting that right guy to work with, and then you can kind of take that next step in your progression in your career. Early on in his career, we kind of looked at him as like this guy that just dunks the ball. He's a dunker. Man, this dude, he's worked so hard, and he's put every facet of his game together. I think he's shooting like 52% from the floor, like 43.5% from three. I like him, and, come on, man. You saw the video that the Bulls posted the other day when he got named to the All-Star game, and, man, it got me. It got me. So I'm definitely in Zach LaVine's corner for most improved player.
Zach LaVine's been impressive. Julius Randle as well. Both of those players picked just a couple of picks apart in the 2014 draft. All those gentlemen that we mentioned having outstanding seasons. But now let's go to the coaches. You have Monty Williams riding the wave of what they did in the bubble, was the best coach there. Now he has the Suns right in peak position in the Western Conference. Then you have Quinn Snyder sitting head and shoulders above everybody in the West. And, the Jazz still haven't seen a three that they don't like yet with how they're playing. And then perhaps the missing piece for the Philadelphia 76ers, Doc Rivers comes in, has everybody on point. Coach of the year, who you got?
Well, the thing about Doc, you look at Doc and you look at Quinn Snyder. I mean, those guys are coaching loaded teams. I mean, let's be real about it. I mean, Quinn Snyder's got two-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert. You got Mike Conley, who should be an All-Star. You got Donovan Mitchell, Doc Rivers. You got Joel Embiid. He's probably the MVP at this point. You got Ben Simmons, who's in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year. So for me right now, it's Monty Williams. You watched what they did in the bubble last year. They go 8-0 in the bubble, and then it carries over. But also, obviously coaching, a lot of coaching is about the X's and O's. But, for me, it's about, like, the impact that you make on the organization itself. And I'm talking about top to bottom. Like when you talk to players, because I've been on a ton of Zoom calls with Phoenix Suns players, and these guys are quoting Monty Williams sayings like, you can't get too happy on the farm, or, on the other, hard is on the other side of everything that we want, or whatever. Or actually, on the other side of hard is everything we want. Like, the players are quoting him, and that's because everything he's saying and everything he's doing there is rubbing off. And I think that they built a culture of accountability. And, with Monty Williams there, Devin Booker, I don't know how much longer Chris Paul plans on playing, but I think that the Suns can be a very good team for a long time.
Be pretty special.
Edwards down the lane. Oh! Anthony Edwards. Yo, wow. Wiseman, welcome to my poster.
But it's never gonna happen. I'm only going faster. Can't bring me down. I'm a criminal. I can't stop.
Halliburton at the buzzer. Captain Tish with another one.
You ain't gonna give it to me. I'm gonna take it. Without a doubt, I promise I'm gonna make it. I just wanna live and trust me, I never break it.
Tomahawk jam. Dazzling display from this rookie.
I'll never give it up. I'm knocking down the door. I'm going in. I'll never call it.
Maxey again for three from the logo. 39 points for the Sixers.
What a pass by Ball.
Is on a swivel.
Full-length baseball pass.
Right on the money.
Now the youngest player in NBA history with a triple-double.
Only took 10 games.
Quickly and topping the rookie connection once again.
What a beautiful jam by Wiseman. Goodness, where'd that young fella come from?
Swatted away by Wiseman.
Get it out of here.
Wiseman with a block. Wiseman down the lane. Wiseman to the rim. Oh, man.
I'm gonna take it. Without a doubt, I promise I'm gonna make it.
of the year.